What's going on, fanatics? Albert Torres here with another after the game reaction for the Dallas Cowboys versus the New England Patriots Week 4 matchup. And it was a great bounce back win for the Cowboys. Just what the doctor ordered. Great win. And let's get right to it, man. Let's get started. So, Deron Bland, his performance was certainly not bland. He had 2 interceptions. He returned 1 to the house. Leighton Vander Esch had a scoop and score, and the Cowboys destroyed the Patriots 38-3. Mac Jones, he was at fault for all of the Patriots' 3 turnovers. He had a sack fumble, which was returned to the house, the 2 interceptions, which also one was returned to the house, and he was benched in the second half. The Cowboys gave Bill Belichick his worst loss of his career. Previous one was 31-0, I believe, versus the Buffalo Bills. And the Cowboys have won 10 straight home games. That's really good. You must be feeling good if you're a Cowboys fan. 10 straight home wins. That means the Cowboys are defending home field, so it's a good sign. One thing that I don't believe it's going to continue throughout the season is the Cowboys, when they win, their win margin is 32 points. So I don't believe that's going to stick through the entire season, but we'll see. Dak finally also threw his first touchdown to a receiver this season to CeeDee Lamb. It was a 20-yard touchdown in the first quarter. The Cowboys almost got away with 0 penalties in the first half, something the last game the Cowboys were struggling, and just in general, the Cowboys always struggle with penalties. So with 16 seconds left, the Cowboys try to get something. I really loved that. They weren't just kneeling down. They were trying to keep the momentum going that they had and just try to get something. Try to get a field goal, see if you could sneak in a touchdown within 16 seconds, which I really didn't think they could. Maybe a field goal, but then the penalties came in. I hated that the special teams had a false start that messed up a 66-yard field goal. Would have been a good test for our kicker. Who knows if he would have made that? Would have been a good test. We won't know because of that. Of those penalties that the Cowboys got. And, you know, it was in that second quarter, or let's go back to the first, one thing that the Cowboys continue to struggle is red zone opportunities. Schoonmaker, the rookie, he dropped a touchdown pass that Dak Prescott had thrown to him. The Cowboys could have started well in the red zone if Schoonmaker would have made that. Also another thing that still does not look in sync is CeeDee Lamb fade route with Dak Prescott. For some reason, it still looks off. I feel that in that fade route that Dak threw to CeeDee Lamb maybe should have been a back throw and not a jump ball. Again, something that they need to continue because it looks like they've been trying to go to that a little bit more. Their best player on the floor is CeeDee Lamb, so you gotta get him the ball in those situations. Dak loves to throw to the tight ends there, so maybe trying to see again. I'm just a spectator. I'm just a fan. I'm just trying to watch the game, and I don't have any solutions. So, you guys have any solutions for what the Cowboys might be able to do down in the red zone? I want to hear them straight down in the comments. So yeah, in the first quarter, that was something that the Cowboys didn't capitalize in the red zone. The Cowboys overall, they were 1-4 in the red zone. Not great. Trash time, touchdown towards the end, punched it in, and it was just something that the Cowboys just continue to struggle, man. I really have no words, nothing to say. Something that they just need to get fixed if they are truly going to be Super Bowl contenders, playoff contenders. Field goals are not going to win you games. Touchdowns. Luckily, our defense scored twice in the first half. Our defense, I believe, had outscored our offense. I think it was 15-10 plus the field goal, so it was 28-3 at the half. So our defense had actually scored more than our offense. That's great and all, but our defense is not supposed to be outscoring the offense. The offense just needs to get better and capitalize. So let's take a look at the stats here for the Cowboys. So third down efficiencies, there were 8 of 15. That's pretty good. 377 total yards. Dak was pretty efficient, actually. Let's look at his box score. No complaints for Dak. 28 of 34, 261 yards, 1 touchdown. He got sacked 3 times, a QBR of 83.2, and a rating of 108.5. Tony Pollard, he had a pedestrian game, 11 carries, 47 yards. His longest of the day was 16, but Kevontae Turpin had 1 carry, 46 yards. I believe that's the one where he ended up fumbling, but we fell on top of that. And Jake Ferguson, the tight end, Dak keeps looking for his tight ends. 7 targets. Michael Gallup, decent game. 5 receptions, 60 yards on 6 targets. CeeDee Lamb, 4 receptions, 36 yards. He had 6 targets, had that 1 touchdown, the only passing touchdown that the Cowboys had. So apologize about that. A little bit had the ESPN stats on here and the ad came up. So, but yeah, I mean, red zone, man. Red zone is something that the Cowboys are going to need to continue to work on, because next week they've got the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm a little bit worried, guys. I'm a little bit worried because we've lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs twice already, trying to get a revenge game against them for last year's debacle. And I'm just a little worried because who knows how Micah Parsons will be. Injuries. Got his ankle stepped on. Then his knee, tweaked his knee as well when he was examined in the tent. He still kept going. That's a good sign. But, you know, when you've got adrenaline, sometimes you get to push through some of those injuries. So we'll see how Micah Parsons feels. And just in general, our defense needs to show up. Our offense, our red zone offense needs to show up. We'll see what Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott have to say about these red zone woes. Again, Mike McCarthy seemed like he was continuing to baby Dak a little bit, throwing those thinking and dacking throws, short throws, let the receivers do their thing, get a bunch of yaks, and it continues to work. Dak had a couple of bad passes where they were deflected by the middle linebackers or some of the linebackers that were there. So, all in all, efficient for Dak. It's a win against a terrible team. Another blowout win against a terrible team. That's what we're supposed to do. But there's still some bad things here that the Cowboys need to clean up. And it continues to be the red zone. And they still have some time to correct that. If not, this might just be a pattern that's just, you know, a habit that just continues on through the entire season and it doesn't go away. Hopefully that's not the case. I can't wait to see what we're going to do versus San Francisco. Again, a little bit nervous, but got to continue to keep faith and hope. Cowboys responded. Great win. Thank you, Zeke. We gave him a video for him that the Cowboys shown. It was pretty good. I don't know if you guys have gotten to see that. It's a good video. Thanks for the memory, Zeke. I wish he was still here. Tony Pollard, don't get me wrong. He's doing a great job. I wish he was still here. Maybe he could help us punch some of those touchdowns through with his physicality. But anyways, we've moved on. Cowboys win 38-3. San Francisco. Can't wait for next week. Let me know what you guys think about this game and going forward. Cowboys have a tough schedule. I know they have the 49ers. Then they have the Chargers. I believe it's a bye week. Eagles. And then the Giants, I believe. So tough stretch coming out. Hopefully the Cowboys can prevail, fix their red zone issues. So let me know your thoughts. Albert Torres out.